Alright, BobalosRex here. Today's video, I'm going to go over the blog post for Season of Discovery Phase 2. I've already talked about my plans, so I'm not going to go back into that. You can look at that video. I do still need to get my people leveled up. I'm probably going to stream some more of this, hopefully on the next couple of days on my Twitch. So let's get into it. Let's read about this, because there's some interesting stuff in here. So go inside Season of Discovery Phase 2. Sit down with World of Warcraft Classic team designers to explore more of what Season of Discovery Phase 2 has in store for you. We take you through the new raid information. Alright, this is a preview. Hold on, let me just read this part. We'll take you through the new raid information, dungeon, rune ability, PvP, and professional updates, and more. With this preview, we want to take a moment to get ahead of the PTR, since, like the previous classic PTR, the content for Season of Discovery Phase 2 will not actually be available to play. We also want to help assuage any incorrect assumptions from any data mining that may occur, as the PTR also holds some data that could be misleading, is experimental, is meant for later phases, or even are items that did not make the cut. Please note that all examples are works in progress and may not reflect the final stats. So in this video, they pretty much go over everything that's going on in here and explain it better, so I'll take a look at that. You can't find it on YouTube. You want to click it through this page that I'm going to link. I don't know if it's just private on YouTube yet or what, so alright, and it says join WoW Classic development team members: game producer Lenny Cook, Saverline, assistant director Tim Jones, lead software engineer Nora Valena, lead software engineer Anna Resendez, and lead senior game producer Josh Greenfield. To learn more, that's all the people in there. It's English only. A look at the No More Gone raid dungeon. It's located in Durham Moreau. It's level 40, raid size 10, bosses 6. Much like Black Fathom Deep in Phase 2, No More Gone will be a 10-player raid dungeon consisting of 6 bosses, which includes 1 additional new boss, so that'll be interesting. Each of the previous 5 bosses have been redesigned to present new challenges within the raid dungeon. This dungeon will also introduce a new world buff. There will be a variety of new items and rewards, with even more epic rewards from additional sources beyond the last 2 bosses of the dungeon. That's cool. I haven't tried BFD, but people have been singing its praises, I feel, as something fun to do, and I want to get in there. There will also be new class sets to acquire and quests and rewards adjusted for level 40 players. Players will also be able to undertake... I can't wait for 50 and 60. Oh my god, I gotta get leveling. Players will also be able to undertake a new profession quest chain leading to new materials players can use to craft more powerful items. As a compromise for both leading edge players and more casual players, the raid dungeon will become available with the launch of Season of Discovery Phase 2, but there will be 2 lockouts on the normal weekly lock timer at the start of the phase, which means the first of these raid sets will occur on February 13th, and the second will occur on February 20th. With the regular scheduled maintenance. This will allow leading edge players to get to 40 and start their hunts in the raid dungeon right away, but also minimizes the number of lockouts missed for those who level more slowly. Alright, so it's slowed down just a bit, a couple of resets at the start. Boss updates. You will find some changes to the boss area within the dungeon, affording for new challenges to players to overcome. Here are some examples of what you may find within. Grubbus. New radiation vents may come into play in this encounter. Okay, that's cool. Crowd Pummeler 960. This boss is moved to a new part of the dungeon where your encounter will occur on a raised platform before a crowd. And it looks like you can fall off. And then Mechaneer Thermoplug now has a new mechanical suit as part of his arsenal. That'd be cool. New loot. We have placed a few nods to older items that were previous staples in this dungeon. Items such as the automatic crowd pummeler will allow players to pick up just one of these items to reuse over and over as a quality of life improvement. Please note that all examples are in works in progress and may not reflect the final stats, and they show some previews. We got Bonk Maestro's handguards, domesticated attack chicken, Mechanostrider Muffler. And here's the Pummeler. It excludes warriors, which people are thinking means we may get Titan's Grip early. You got Wordle's Hardened Core. Look at this. It's crazy. Dodge chance and a ton of armor. Trinket. You got a Healing Mace. The Necronomicon. We've also tucked a few fun items in. Yeah, so you got these trinket that transfigures you into a Trog. I wonder if that will allow you to talk to Trogs and unlock something. And then there's this whimsical World Warper, and it says where you can go, and they said there may be multiple locations, so I wonder if there's a rare location with some stuff. And then the Radiant Ray Reflectors with this flavor text. These are all going to lead to something secret, because they're hiding a lot of stuff in these. To help players get access to additional pieces that they're having difficulty collecting, there will also be armor piece tokens, kind of like retail raids. Drops allowing any player to use them and pick up additional set pieces they may be missing. For example, if your boots have been eluding you, can use the boot armor token to purchase them from a vendor. There you go. There, power depleted boots. You got hazard leg plates. Okay, so this is the plate set. Alright, then you got a cloth set. And then you got the mail set has mana on hit. Yes! Yes! Oh my god, that's good. Alright, that's so good. The cloth one. 100 armor. Interesting. Alright, so that's cool. Dungeon updates. Season of Discovery Phase 2 will also have new skill books added as part of a 5-player dungeon drops from various creatures. These quality of life improvements will not take a rune slot and help to address things such as short aura durations for paladins. Thank goodness. Short aura durations for paladin, blessing, totem control for shaman, or even part of manipulating combo points for rogues and the target these on, and more. Here are a few examples. Enhance blessings, make something longer, make it not be as annoying, because it's just annoying, right? With stuff like that, with the blessings being like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it's just annoyance that you got to keep them up. Totemic projection to stop us from pulling stuff with our totems, and then the rogue combo point thing, which has been an amazing improvement in retail. Well, combo points are linked to the rogue now. This is different. This is moving combo points, which is good, but it's still not as good as retail, so it's the middle ground. Rune ability updates. We wanted to provide everyone with a sneak peek at some of the new runes that they'll be able to discover as they continue up to level 40. So if you don't want any I've already spoiled some. If you don't want any spoilers for the season, then I would end right here. They're data mine more stuff, so if you really want to check it out, you can look on Wowhead, but I'm not checking that. We wanted to provide everyone with a sneak peek at some of the new runes they'll be able to discover as they continue to level up to 40. Druid runes. Eclipse is a player favorite ability from future expansions that we brought back for a season of Discovery. Eclipse increases critical strike chance for your next 2 Wrath abilities by 30%, and Wrath increases the critical strike chance for your next Starfire by 30%, which each effect stacking up to 4 times. So we know how Eclipse works if you've ever played Retail Boomkin. That's good. King of the Jungle fundamentally changes your Tiger's Fury by increasing all physical damage you deal. Hopefully that will help Boomkin. Warriors are dominant damage-wise, I believe. King of the Jungle fundamentally changes your Tiger's Fury by increasing all physical damage you deal by 50%, as well as instantly granting you 60 energy as a trade-off for this Tiger Fury. Now it's a 30-second cooldown. Alright, Paladin runes. Sheath of Light will cause damage dealt with your melee weapon to also increase your spell power. It will also cause your critical heals to apply an additional heal over time effect on the target. And then Guarded by the Light will cause your melee weapons hit to restore mana over time However, the amount healed by Flash of Light, Holy Light, and Holy Shock will reduce by half. This will help prot paladins. It will reduce their ability to heal themselves, but this will help prot paladins, I believe, with mana. Hunter Runes. Melee Specialist is a passive ability, or even ret paladins. Melee Specialist is a passive ability, so this is Hunter Runes, which will reduce melee hunters. Let's go. Which will reduce the cooldown on Raptor Strike, cause it to trigger instantly, and each usage of Raptor Strike has a chance not to trigger its cooldown. Melee Specialist will also remove the cooldown of Mongoose Bite. That's cool. Trap Launcher allows you to place your traps at any location within 40 yards and allows you to place your traps while in combat. Additionally, your fire-based and frost-based traps have separate shell cooldowns. Boom. There you go, hunters. So good. Dude, it's going to be crazy having some of this stuff in Classic as we get longer and longer. We're going to get Rallying Cry. Look at this. Warrior Runes. Rallying Cry is a defensive ability which will be activated to increase the health of all party and raid members within 40 yards. Dude. It's getting good. I feel like I really got to get back in level. Blood Surge gives some of your abilities a chance to make your next slam instant and cost no rage. That sounds good. Rogue Runes. Use Shuriken Toss to throw a Shuriken at your enemy, dealing damage to your target and up to 4 additional nearby. Good for a range rogue. At least for pulling. Maybe that's the one for tank in that slot. Master of Subtlety. Cause attacks made while stealth and for a short time after exiting stealth to cause additional damage. Rogues current have this a lot of the time. Priest Runes. Cast Mind Spike to blast your target with Shadow Frost damage and apply debuff that increases the critical strike chance of your next Mind Blast on that target. This debuff can stack up 3 times. Hopefully this helps Shadow Priest damage. Now they're going to have Shadow Form, I think. And as a favorite from later expansions, Pain Suppressant can be cast on a friendly target to significantly reduce their damage taken and increase their resistance to dispel mechanics for a short time. So this is a great external on tanks. I wonder if we're going to get somewhat more... I've really got to try BFD. Like, it's feeling like current WoW raids. You know, tanks asking for externals. You know... You having to rally, whereas back in the day it was just get buffs, do rotation, wait for sunders, do as much damage, do mechanics. But now we're gonna have like rallying, pain suppression. Warlock Runes with Invocation. When you refresh some of your damage over time effects while they have less than 6 seconds remaining, instant damage will be dealt to your target equal to 1 tick of that spell's periodic damage. So you no longer have to worry about refreshing your damage over time spells at the perfect moment. Why does that gotta be a rune? That should just be a passive. Oh well. It's still a good rune for Affliction, I believe, so it's gonna be great. Dance of the Wicked will trigger a buff which increases you and your pet's dodge chance. You and your pet. Anytime either of you deal a critical strike to an enemy, you also gain 2% of your maximum mana when this occurs. I need to get my tank warlock up too. Mage Runes. Missile Barrage gives your Arcane Blast, Fireball, and Frostbolt spells a chance to reduce the channel duration of your next Arcane Missiles spell by half. Reduce its mana cost to 0 and cause missiles to fire every 0.5 seconds. Oh, okay. So it's just more arcane missiles. Chronostatic Preservation is a great new spell that allows you to store some of your arcane fire and frost damage for later use. You can only hold this energy for a short time before it combusts and expires, but you can use this energy to heal a friendly target. More mage healing. I've heard mage healers are busted. So I don't know, man. I'll have to check that. Shaman Runes. Maelstrom weapons cause damage dealt with melee attacks to have a chance to reduce the cast time of your next Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Lesser Healing Wave, Chain Heal, or Lava Burst spell by 20%. The cast time reduction can stack up to 5 times. So this gives either tank, shaman, or enhancement that instant cast of one of their big spells, or one of their heals, or one of the like cast spells. So that's pretty good. I think Tank Shaman may use that. We'll have to see. Spirit of the Alpha is almost the opposite of Blessing of Salvation and casts a 30-minute buff on a friendly. It's a 30-minute buff. Oh my god. I looked at this before, but I didn't read that. On a friendly target to increase the threat generated by that target. Alright. Alpha Shamans. All the threat. The Alpha Shaman. While some shaman choose the battle with one weapon in each hand, others prefer to hand out devastating blows with a two-handed weapon. Alright, here we go. If dealing damage with a two-handed weapon is your playstyle, then you'll want to pick up Two-Hand Mastery. Each time you strike an enemy with the two-handed weapon, you gain 30% attack speed with this weapon for 10 seconds. Two-Hand Enhance with Wind Fury. Alright, the PvP updates. Beware the Blood Moon. With Phase 2 of Season of Discovery, we're introducing a new PvP event called the Blood Moon. This new event brings with it a bit of mayhem to Stranglethorn Vale, and the Blood Moon will shine upon the zone, casting an eerie red fog on the area. Building on what we've learned from Ashenvale PvP event at Phase 1, we've created this event to occur on a more predictable timetable, so people can plan for when they are able to take part. Every time this happens in Stranglethorn Vale, leveling is thrown for a loop if you're questing here. Event. The Blood Moon. When? Every 3 hours. In line with the... It may be in line with the... Oh, the Guribashi Arena. It looks like it is. Yeah. Duration 30 minutes. Where? Stranglethorn Vale. During this event, killing players will allow you to earn currency, which can be traded for various rewards. While you can still group up with your allies for the event, the Blood Moon is a harsh mistress and will punish those in raid groups. Oh. Ooh. Is this free for all? Oh my god. This may be free for all. Oh my god. And it will punish raid groups so you can't... Oh yeah, good. For those who would rather live in peace and harmony with the land, you can opt out of the events by speak. Okay, that's good. Speak with the Zandalari Emissary. You will not be able to earn any rewards from the event if you opt out, and the General Realm PvP rules will still apply. Unlike the Ashenvale PvP event, there will not be any PvP objectives in the Stranglethorn Vales event. You will also need to keep a sharp eye out for the Chosen of the Bloodloa, who is more than a force to be reckoned with and will kill all in their path. Oh, that sounds cool. PvP rewards. If you're looking to spend your currency on new rewards, you will want to seek out the merchant just outside the Guribashi Arena. Players will be able to learn new class-specific item rewards. Alright, so this is for Mage. It's got it's a ring, a lot of 9 stamps, since intellect. Increase the damage done by fire spells and effects by 16. And then we got a warrior mace here. 10 strength, 6 agility. Alright. 2 new mounts. Look at this. We're finally getting this tiger. It's finally coming out, but in Classic. There are 2 new faction agnostic mounts that players will be able, faction agnostic will be able to acquire by participating in the event. These level 40 mounts also have new appearances. Bring them to retail. There are also new quests which will help you earn a Wrathy Basin reputation. This event will not have an associated world buff. Okay, so they are doing a Wrathy Basin rep. So we will have a Wrathy Basin. PvP updates. Additional adjustments are coming to matchmaking. While we understand that it can be frustrating for solo players to match against pre-made groups, we want to be careful about impacting queues. To address this, we are implementing 2 changes. Players in groups of 5 or fewer, you will have a chance to match against groups of 5 or fewer. Likewise, if you're in a group of 6 or more, you will have a higher chance to match with groups with 6 or more. This will help aid in matching more pre-made groups with pre-made groups or non-pre-mades with non-pre-mades when possible to account for the potential to create longer queues with this updated matching system. The system will ignore these rules after a period of time should we start seeing these queues impacted. This would then match you with the first available, so you can get in and play without waiting too much longer. Ashenvale updates. Ashenvale will be moving to a 3-hour timer as well with Phase 2. The weekly quest world buff will not apply to players after level 39. Alright, so you don't got to worry about the Ashenvale buffs. Profession updates. Oh my god, there's so much. After the positive reception to Professions in Season of Discovery Phase 1, we are building and expanding on it significantly for Phase 2. Players will be able to discover approximately 20 new recipes across all non-gather professions. This includes recipes for alchemy, enchanting, and engineering, along with leatherworking, tailoring, and blacksmithing. Professions will cap out at 225 in Phase 2, and profession specializations will open later in Season of Discovery Phase 3. Just like in Phase 1, players will be able to undertake an epic quest chain to unlock access. No spoilers, though. Zalatath? Maybe not. Recipes will also include... Maybe it's Nomergon related. Recipes will also include some new materials that players will be able to find throughout the game and trade with others to get the items they need most to craft their wares. Here are just some of the recipes you will find. Rad resistant scale hood. Hold on, what is this? So this is mail. Engage in the radiation mitigation protocols in this helmet, causing you to immediately remove all active poison effects and gain immunity to all nature damage for 3 seconds. That's kind of crazy. What about this plate one? Gain reinforced willpower, preventing silence, interrupt effects, and spell pushbacks for 10 seconds. And then here's the cloth one. Harness the latent arcane energies in the nearby air to give you charged inspiration, reducing the mana cost of all spells by 50% and increasing damage and healing done by up to 50 for 12 seconds. That's crazy. This one feels better than these ones. Oh, well, this has a really good stat spread, though. Alchemists and enchanters will find a couple new recipes that can bring more utility and throughput to their own gameplay. Good. Rather than simply creating things that they can use and sell to make a little extra gold. Good. My shaman's alchemist. Here are a couple examples. Enchanted Sigil Innovation. Gain the Enchanted Sigil of Innovation, empowering you to deal up to 20 increased damage and healing with spells and increasing attack power by 20 for 30 minutes. This can only be applied outside of combat. So is that just an item that you can carry that buffs you? That's kind of cool. Mildly irradiated rejuvenation potion. Restore mana and health, also increase attack power by 40 and damage done by all spells by 35. So this is the new healing potion. It literally buffs you. That's crazy. But they said stuff, utility and throughput. But these are stuff you're going to end up selling. Oh, this one's bind one pickup. This one isn't. This one you're going to be selling. I'm wondering if we're going to get an alchemist stone. Like maybe a better one. I don't know if we're going to get it by then. No more GDKP runs. This is big. We are experimenting with a new policy which will no longer allow GDKP runs in Season of Discovery. While we understand that there are some benefits for those who find this a convenient way to gain gear, we also recognize that there are concerns surrounding the erosion of traditional guild and social structures that are part of the spirit of Season of Discovery. Given the experimental nature of Season of Discovery, we want to try things without this type of transaction taking place in this game mode. With the launch on February 8th, we will be restricting this activity. We will have more information to share on our official channels and will be monitoring feedback closely. Interesting. I'm wondering how they're going to enforce this. I've never been a part of a GDKP run, and I don't really care to be. So good. For all I know. And it's not too late to join in Season of Discovery. Yeah, and for people to catch up. For players looking to catch up with their friends above level 25, we'll be implementing a 50% experience buff for players between 1 and 25. Players will also see an increase in experience gained within Black Fathom Deep Raid Dungeon. When it is cleared, the Raid Dungeon will still continue to run with the current lockout timer, and players will no longer gain the world buff beyond level 39. However, Waylaid Supplies will also see an adjustment. We'll share more later, but there will be a significant increase in experience gained from then on turn-in. Thank you for reading and watching. We look forward to joining you on the challenges ahead when Phase 2 goes live on February 8th at 1 p.m. PST. 4 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm excited. I'm super excited about this, actually. Like, every time I read about Season of Discovery, I want to get back into it. So, we're going to get back into it right now. Let's go. I'm a dog. Anyways, that's the video for today. If this is exciting for you, let me know. Hopefully I can stick to my plans this time and level more. But I'm hopefully going to be getting 40 and being a tank shaman and a tank warlock. And we'll see how that goes. Anyways, thanks again, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.